All of our 2025 harvest videos are proudly mid-rail and free thanks to the support from Waterboy solar water pumps and GLT aluminium tipper trailers. Welcome back. We've got another couple of guests here today with us for the start of this YouTube. We've got Jim from Bushels Plus and Shane from Primary Sales here in Australia. We're going to have a bit of a little go with the mini combine here because we had about a mill or two there about 2 days ago. It wasn't a very good drying day yesterday, and we could rip the header into it, but soon we've got the little combine here. We're going to give it a go and see what we can do. And other than that, we're going to do some drop tray tests out in this paddock when we get going, see what's coming out the back of my X9, and we might have a look at Joe's as well, and yeah, it should be good.
The mini combine, so it's just designed to save you from getting your big X9 out here and having to transport it. So we just just works like a stripper front. So you get it up to speed, and then we'll just take the heads off. So I'll walk through the paddock here and get a bit of a sample of around and fill this up just to get enough to do
Get a sample back to the Infratech. Sounds good. All right. Jeez, that's got some go, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got some RPM behind it.
Sure does. How much do you need for a sample?
Probably at least half, yeah.
Yep.
Half of that, yeah.
I'll just keep going and
Sample there. Looks like high screenings barley, which is what it is. We'll go put that through the Infratech and see where the moisture's at and rip into it if it's good to go. All right, very good. We got a little sample here. We're going to put into the Infratech. She's a high horsepower machine, I've decided. So for those who don't remember the AgQuip series we did, Jim and Shane were both in that video, I believe. So that's we've met these blokes before. They've been on the channel, returning heroes, I think. We'll go and chuck this through the Infratech, and we'll go from there. And pass Brett's weapon here. Better give us a chew test, Joe. See what you reckon.
chew test?
Yeah, give us one seed chew. Hope we got enough here.
Yeah, she's right to go.
She's going to be close. Take a bit of the stuff. I'm wondering whether I've got enough now. Look at that. 12.5 right on the dollar. All right, let's rip into it. Good to go. Thank God for that. Where are we going to put these things, you reckon? Where's the best spot on an X9 to put your tray?
Yeah, the best thing for an X9 is to have the 1.5 metre. There's a spot under there that fits really nicely. We just had a look. There is a spot that we can fit it onto. The metal probably not as thick as we would like. It should hold. We'll find out.
Righto.
There is a nice flat spot underneath. Just with the 1.5 metre, you get to these 2 thick pieces of metal underneath there, and it'll hold really tight.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So
what size have we got today?
The 1 metre.
We got the 1 metre one, righto. No worries.
Which
All
is
right.
probably what you have.
I think so. Yeah. Yep. I may have gone the wider one just because you get a bigger sample.
Yeah.
I may have actually gone for that, but it's not here. It's not here. I'll have to go and get it if we do. Righto. So yeah, we're going to put one underneath the side here. Should be thick enough. Yeah. What is it with John Deere's and putting everything on the corner? It's terrible. It's just corner sort of diamond steel everywhere. There's nowhere that's just a nice flat spot to stick magnets on. Is the problem?
No, we were at one last week that did have on the right hand side had a perfect flat spot just here.
Yeah, okay.
But this is curved, and that isn't thick enough, and this is curved, so there's no real good spot.
Yep.
A lot of people who are using it regularly, I'll just put a bit of metal here and there where they know they're going to use it, which is good because they can just keep going back to that same spot as well.
Yeah, yep,
You get that same sample, but
makes sense, yeah. If we're doing loss testing, obviously there's a bit of like you want to get a couple of representative samples. You said to me the other day we'll just go for one off the side, one off the other side, and then one in the middle, and that should give us a pretty good representative sample of what's going on.
yeah, exactly.
And yeah, that's about how we usually do it. I usually would do 2 on the side, 1 in the middle, and then 2 on the other side if I'm really trying to diagnose something. But it's pretty hard to. You got to have a fair bit of time to go and sit there and sort each one out and make sure that they're all right. And take an average across the whole machine.
Yeah, it's all a balance between taking the time that it takes to get that sample and being productive, because the whole idea of it is to make your machine as productive as you can be. So we want to check that we're not throwing a heap of grain out the back.
Yep.
But often what we want to do is see if we can pick up a K.
Yes.
Which is often what we can do with a couple of settings tweaks, or with this X9 with the harvest settings automation. Once we dial that in and go through that procedure, the machine should be able to do a lot of that for you.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. No, I think we should be able to get something out of it. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to see what we can fab up here, and yeah, because everything's cast on an X9, it just makes it certainly difficult. But anyway, we'll figure something out here. So here's our Bushels Plus drop tray here, ready to go. So for those who haven't seen these in action, go and check out our last video we did on it. Yeah. This is the dropper. Just make sure the switch is on underneath his right hand there, which it is, and we hit the button. Ding, perfect. The good thing about it is the top half sort of covers the tray before it drops. Then when it drops in there, it's basically just getting a representative sample of what's coming out the back. Oh, we're going to chuck him on there. So you got 1 or 2?
We have 1 here. We don't have a good spot on the side, so
So just going to go underneath the centre?
we'll do underneath the centre.
Yep, no worries. And then worst comes to worst, we can chuck one in from the side, can't we? Done that before, but unless you got a good magnetic mounting spot, it's a bit difficult, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it just depends on your front.
Yep. The Midwest had an awesome flat piece underneath it. You could stick it on there all day. And because it was 60 foot wide, you do 1 in the middle and 1 on the outside, and it worked out really good, yeah. All right, we'll whack him on here then. That's annoying.
So this isn't super thick, but we'll give it a go.
Pretty sturdy, pretty good. The good thing about these things, you never really have them on there that long, do you? It's sort of, you have them on, get the test done, and then take them off again.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not designed to stay on there permanently.
No, not designed for trouble. Yeah. Get your drop done and move on with your harvest.
Been a bit of a look up on the screen here. If we go in the grain loss, we can do a grain loss limit setting tool here. So what we're going to do, just follow the instructions. When you're ready, use the capture button to record current sense loss level, then stop the machine, press X to continue. So what we're going to do, we're going to harvest along, get to where we're comfortable with the machine, and then essentially drop the tray. At the same time, we're going to hit the capture, and it should tell us what was coming out the back at that particular moment, and then we're going to feed into it. If you go into the next piece here, I'll show you in a second here. If you go into the next piece here, you can tell it what percent or what kilos lost that we have in the combine. Very clever.
Very clever.
Very new software from John Deere. It's only just recently come out, truth be told. And so far you've seen pretty good success with it.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I see people actually doing the calibration of the grain loss sensor now, whereas before a lot of people would just skip it or pick a number.
Yep. Well, that's pretty much what I did, so I'm glad you're here. Well, that is, as a general rule, we're trying to drop a tray at the start of when you change crop. That's the idea, and then you can make sure that it's all right from there. Like we're getting a bit of loss. We've got some roto and sieve loss pretty much evenly, so it's probably a real good time to actually test it out. And we're going to get rocking along about 7 or 8 k's here. Just depends on the conditions, what it looks like, how much horsepower we use. We use about 80% there, and we want to see some loss on the meter, so you're trying to get a representative sample. Then from there we can fine tune it, tweak it, and maybe get it a little bit quicker. But essentially what we're doing here is setting the actual loss number to where it needs to be on the machine, so you know where 1% is, you know where 2% is, you can go from there. Is that about right?
That's about right.
How's the spiel? The spiel's good.
It's good to know where that 1% and 2% is, because sometimes you do have to go harder.
Yeah.
So it's good to know when you push it a bit harder, what does that actually mean for you?
That's right. What are you trying to achieve? You've got rain coming. You're going, oh well, the bit I'm losing is only sort of small screening seed anyway, which could very much be possible in this barley the way it's been going. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so we're about ready to drop there. It's getting up to about that 4 number, which has been my benchmark. It's been, I wouldn't say it's been close, but I haven't had an accurate sort of loss measurement, but we will have here shortly. Yeah, I just have to push him a little bit harder again. All right, channel Shane.
Yeah, good job.
Right, if you could let us know when you hit the button, and I'll hit my button.
I'll do it now.
So we're going to capture that. Captured at 4.6. We're just going to go on a little bit past where he's dropped that.
Moisture spot 13 up your ears.
And then we'll just pull up there. So that should give us an accurate thing. If you can't just drop it and stop, because it may all come out on the tray, which is less than ideal. You've got to go along another 20-30 metres. Now the question is, can we find the thing underneath the road? They're red for a reason. How are we looking? Geez, you nearly kicked the whole thing across then. There's definitely here somewhere. We're just going to find the damn thing.
Here it is. So what we want to do when we're getting this is take everything above the pan.
Yep.
Because that'll be in the calculation. Then we'll shake it all out in and see where we're at.
Yep. Which is easier said than done. All right. We've got our hay bale. Straw bale. We got the fan can. What's the official title of this again?
It's an air separator.
Air separator, yep.
So all your sample goes in the top there, turn it on, turn the fan on, put the fan in there, expose all the stuff out you don't want, keep all the grain in there.
Yep. And we just do this by segments, one fan can at a time.
Or just shake out grain
The straw.
from the top here. When I was over in New Zealand, there was a lot of windrowing. It's kind of the only time where I've been doing it in the windrowing. But over there, I did a bit of a test, and there was anywhere between a half and a third of your losses inside that straw on top. So that's why we make sure that we
always get the straw, yeah.
shake out. It should fall out fairly easily, so you don't need to spend a lot of time doing it.
But you got to do it before you put it into the fan can. Otherwise, you'd spend forever trying to separate it all out.
Exactly. You just start with the fan down low and then slowly turn it up. Give the grain a chance to fall to the bottom.
Yep. I think this is, for obvious reasons, this fan can system's probably the best system for doing this particular job, like separating the mog out of the grain. See, we're starting to get a few in there now.
Yeah, I think this saves you the most time of everything in this in the smart pen system.
Yep. it's very difficult to separate the wheat from the chaff, as it were, otherwise.
That's what's in your windrow.
That's it. That's a full, so it's a 1 metre pan, 1 metre, what width is it? 20? 25? The pan size?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1 metre wide, 25 long. So you need to put this into your Bushels Plus ash, which we'll have a look at here in a second. But yeah, essentially you just want to pick any of the little straw and whatever out of there. There's not too much in there, so it's pretty good.
A couple of goes.
What do we got?
52.2.
Yep.
Plus 32.6.
So 85, call it, 86.
Yep.
Righto, so we're going to plug that into the, eventually just go through the app from there. So this is Bushels Plus app. You'll be able to see it, we'll put it up as a screen recording here. So first, Jim can run through it.
Yeah, so you go to the calculator sections, choose what mode you're in. So we're in drop and spread. Yep. And then we do a 1 drop estimate of total loss.
Yep.
Add our file name. We are in barley. What's your cap?
50 foot, so 15.4 metres. 15.2 for it is, sorry, 15.2.
The width of your spread.
I think it's 1.7 metres, I think. Maybe 1.5. These are 10-inch rows. Oh, the actual spread to the side, it'd go a fair way at the side, but
Yeah.
that's the problem. You spread either side,
Yeah.
and then the bulk of it's coming out the gutsy.
Yeah.
It's probably spreading out to about 30 foot.
So we calculate that 570 odd kilograms a hectare. That's assuming even sieve and rotor loss. So we'll do some drop pans on the side to check that.
Yeah.
Looking at the screen, that was doing 5 at the time. What's barley going for?
About $300 a tonne.
$300, and you're doing about how many tonnes an hour?
About 60 to 70, so call it 65.
65, just to give us an idea across 100 hectares what that means. So just going from that 1 drop, 11.5% loss.
Righto. Okay, very good. We know where we're at.
So that's why we drop a pan. Now the good thing about the system you have here is you plug that in, and now the machine can make those settings adjustments.
Yeah. So we're running pretty high on the losses there. We're going to have to make some decent changes. We're going to do another quick test on the spread side here, and hopefully we can get it a little bit better, because that's shocking. Terrible. All right, let's have a go. Well, that first drop tray was 11%, which is ridiculous. You don't know why it was so high, but I just reset the little screen here. So 0.7 should be 1 to 2% loss. Let's see what we come up with here. So we're dropped back to about 6 kilometres in now, doing 58 tonne per hour. It's 6.4 tonne crop, so it was high. Not sure why it was so high. I thought it would have been less, but anyway, that's why we're out here with the drop tray. That's why you should be measuring drop trays all the time, because it can go awry. But what do we got? Mainly, it's about 0.7 there now, so that's the limit we're looking for. So we've got the side pans here, Shane's fan can and side pans. How much do they have in them, Shane?
There's a couple in there at the moment. We'll get the rest of this out and we can.
See what that looks like. This is our, so we use a little one for one side and then a bigger one for the other. You just got to change the calculation inside the app. So that's the side, that's from the thin pan, so you don't expect too many grains in that one. We'll do the bigger pan next, see what it's got. So we're going to weigh that on our little calculator.
So 0.5.
0.5 of a gram out of the skinny pan. That's the big pan done. We'll fan can him out. Good. It's a good job for a real windy day. Let stuff blow away. This is the this which side this come from? Left, on it. So this is the left hand side. We've got maybe
Very little.
10 grains, maybe 15. See what it is on the gram scales here. So this is the sample we've got out of the centre pan this time. Looks a lot more healthy. But obviously we changed the setting in the header from, we were running on a limit of 4 where when we dropped that it was 0.8 when we went over the top of it. That was what the loss meters are saying in the header. We're only in a single tub this time, so that's a good start.
Looking much better.
We've got a few unthreshed heads and all sorts of stuff in there, but what do we got? 13.1 in there. Right, so that's approximately, now we're running about 0.2, we're just going to do another one. We want to be up more like, alright, it's a 0.3, see what we go when we get a capture here. The bloke's coming in from the sides, and I'll hit capture. We've got it at 0.2 there. 50 to 60 tonnes per hour, 6 tonne to the hectare. Right, so we're ripping about 80 to 90 tonne here an hour. We're back to 0.6. I captured that last at. We're going to go and see where it's at. We've gone back to a spread pattern. I have a sneaking suspicion there wasn't something quite right with what was going on with that the Windrowing spread system on the app there. I think we would. Not sure what was going on, so we're going back to a straight spread just to make it a little bit easier for us. And this thing's running 100% power now, and yeah, 6 to 7 tonne, 80 to 90 tonne per hour. If it's doing the actual 0.6, then I think we should be pretty comfortable. But I have no doubt that first drop that we did, it was at 4, wasn't right. It was way high, and it needed to be. It looked way high in the pan, but I'm unsure what the difference is between now. When I started, this is an hour ago, I'm getting 4 at 100% power, 4 on a little figure now, and can't get past 1%, or can't get past the 1 figure. I don't know, it's not a percent, it's just a random sort of figure. I'm just a little bit unsure what was going on there. I have no doubt that the losses were high, but I just a little bit flabbergasted as to why I can't get it that high now, or what's the difference with we're ripping 80 to 90 tonne an hour at 6 tonne or 6 to 7 tonne. We're going to have a chat with these blokes and see what they reckon. They've done, so we've just done again two pans outside, 1 pan in the middle. We're going to have a bit of a look, see what it says. So that was 80 to 90 tonne per hour, and I captured it at 0.6.
Yeah, okay.
So
I reckon
I couldn't get it any higher if I tried.
that is perfect, because that centre.
So there's nothing on the tray at all. Is this it?
The centre.
What's this one?
This is the left-hand side. The centre, there was a 0.1 of a gram. So,
This has got me completely fooled. It's got me fooled. What's going on here? Why were we getting 4 at the start an hour ago? Like 4 on the losses, and it looked what we measured it at 11%. Now we're at the same horsepower going very similar speed, and we're only losing less than 1% by the looks of it.
yep, I would say so. Yeah. It's
the nature of the beast. It's good to know anyway.
Yeah, like you didn't actually have to slow down a hell of a lot.
No,
settings changes in the machine.
Come back to 5.5 Ks, and then now we're back up to. I was doing 8.8 then.
Yeah.
Like,
perfect.
I think that first sonar we did, I was really pushing it. I think we were doing 10.
I think we were doing 10, trying to get the losses up because we were struggling to see any reading.
Yeah. Well, now it clicked at 4 there, which was high. We know that's high now. Yeah. Anyway, so we're just going to do one more drop tray here. Right under the middle with the windrow open again. I'm just going to put it back into windrow mode. Do one last go. We'll see what that looks like. Captured it at 0.6. It was 0.3%. Acceptable grain loss is 1. Next. New loss limit is 2. Okay. Right, so we're continuing to do some drop trays here. I ran one drop tray there before at about, it was 1.3 on the actual loss meter here, and it come out at about 2% out the back, which was, it's more than we'd like, but it's certainly acceptable. But we're trying to figure out why, when we go from full chop and spread to windrow drop, we're getting so much more out the back when we're not changing any settings. Like, we've gone up a little bit in the loss, but not a lot. The hypothesis that I have is that the word? What we think's happening is that when we're opening the back, it's actually increasing the airflow out of the sieves, and maybe it's shooting it over the sensors out the back. Hence the reason we got such a high reading at the start. Like, we were at 4 on the loss, so I think we were definitely way too high. We were going pretty quick, sort of that 10 to 11 Ks, and the motor was loaded to the wazoo. And that's why we got such a high first reading. But we've brought it back to 0.3%, doing nearly the same speed through the chop and spread, and now we've gone back to windrow and we've started to lose it again. So we're just trying to figure out why. It's not like, it doesn't look that much more on the losses. So I've just dropped the fan revs 100 revs, and we're just going to do another test and see what it says. I'm starting to think these boys need an air tag on their red pan, because it keeps getting lost under the window. Apparently the 1.5 metre one sort of sticks out the side. You can see it a bit easier. Alright, so we've done the test out there. We figured it out as 1%. How many grams was it?
I got down to 23 grams.
So 23 grams down from 45, so that's pretty good. So all we did then was drop the fan 100 revs, and it's made a hell of a difference. So we reckon might have been just a little bit of accelerated airflow through the back, and it was just blowing it straight off the sieves is what we reckon. And the reason we couldn't see it, maybe, this is my hypothesis, is that it was blowing straight over the sieve loss, and yeah, obviously there was no rotor loss there, so it's just blowing straight over the sieve loss. You don't see it, what can you do, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't get picked up by the sensor, and until you drop a pan, you don't know what's going on.
That's right, so all the more reason to drop many pans in a day. But yeah, just the only thing I'm worried about now that I don't think should be a problem, but it may be, is the sample quality.
Yep.
We need to have a look at that. We know that we're at 850 to begin with, and it's 750 now. So yeah, it's just got to keep an eye on the quality.
Yeah,
it looks okay on the screen, like it's, I think 1.6, 1.7 on the foreign material screen, but what it actually looks like, I haven't made a great study. But yeah.
So for me, the biggest things that we did today was, at the start, our losses were, I would say, unacceptable.
Yep.
We made a few changes on the monitor to get that down, so the machine knows what you're actually looking for.
Yep.
Then we cut that in half and half, and then we found when we were spreading, everything was working really nicely, but those same settings in windrow mode, we started getting losses again. But then we dropped 2 pans with 1 setting change, and we chopped that in half and got that down to acceptable losses. So getting the calibration and then dropping that extra pan just to make sure
Right.
things are actually good and line up with your new setting, and then you're away.
Yep. Yeah. No. 100%. No. That sums it up perfectly. It couldn't have been. It was unacceptable. My limit that I had in my head was too high to begin with, and then from there we've just been able to fine tune it, and that's exactly what your drop pans are for, aren't they? You got to know what's coming out the back, otherwise it's just a waste of time.
Yeah. But now that we're all set up, you can just go and you know
It's
where your
going to be
losses
right.
are, and you know you're happy with what's coming out the back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, we're going to go and get Joe's header, have a look at it, make sure it's doing everything right, and that'll about wrap up the video. All right. So we've finished up for the day with our drop pans. Jim and Shane have been. How many did we do about? It's had to be at least 10 or 11.
Yeah, something like that.
We were getting out there, but we've made some great improvements to both this header and the original header we were playing around with. Yeah, so in a nutshell, we had the sensitivities too high from the start, but at the same time we probably were finding a few losses with the windrow chute on the back of the X-Time. We had to really slow the fan down. That did make a difference, and basically sped the rotors up. That's basically where we ended up in the end. And now we're doing about 5 to 6 kilometres at about 40 to 50 tonne per hour there. I think we can. That's sort of the last end of the day. We've sort of ended up being pretty slow and just trying to get it dialed right in, and I think we should be pretty good for now.
Yeah, I think the good thing from my perspective was that we got those loss sensors calibrated early on.
Yes.
And then while we were trying to get our losses to where we wanted them to be, we were just making one change at a time and drop a pan, and you either do better or worse, and you can find out pretty quickly when you've got it all captured in that tray.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And obviously they're having the tray, particularly underneath the middle. It's like it's the best place it's the only place to pick it up when you're doing windrows, but even when you're spreading, you really need it in the middle as well. So, but it's been pretty successful all day all around. I have to say thanks to Jim and Shane, they've done a bloody great job. I've spent too much of the day in the bloody header considering how itchy these blokes are getting, but we have to get tons ripped off either way. There's no other way about it.
That's right.
But
get it done.
if you guys are looking for a drop tray, go and check out. Obviously, Primary Sales are the people you talk to buy one. Jim will hopefully give you one to try if you want to have a go. There's a few demos and whatever happening out there, so have a go and see what they're like. We've had one for I think nearly more than 5 years now, so we stand by their product. They are a very good thing. It's the gold standard for trying to get losses sorted. If you've got losses, which clearly we have had today. So yeah. But yeah, I will stick both of their emails in the show notes below. You can along with their businesses, and if you want to contact them, you can find them there. But that should be all good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
No worries. Thank you.